On Route 80 in Pike County, Kentucky, between Elkhorn City and the Virginia line is a spot where an unknown Confederate soldier was killed and laid to rest in 1865. And on Saturday morning, the historical marker disappeared. And since the site lies inside the Breaks Interstate Park, officials with the Breaks were the first ones notified.
Saturday morning, we sent our maintenance crew to the Ratliff Hole area of the park to do some cleanup on the shelters and some of the campsites and picnic areas there. And when they went down at about 8 a.m. that morning, there was no damage to, no damage that they saw to the soldier's grave or anywhere else in the park. When they came back up at 8:45 that morning, they reported to their supervisor that the soldier's grave looked like a vehicle had plowed over it, and that the historical marker was missing off of the site. And that's how we became aware of it.
Both the Elkhorn City Police Department and the Kentucky State Police were called to the scene Saturday morning. Elkhorn City Mayor Mike Taylor says this is more serious than just stealing a road sign.
It's just not like a stop sign going down the road and tearing it up and throwing it down. They have tore some history up here that meant a lot to this area and this community. I don't think they realize what they've done, but this is a really serious matter. That's going to be took really serious too.
But an anonymous call to the Elkhorn City Police Department Sunday morning told them the sign had been found.
Then we got another call Sunday about it had been found over the hill wrapped in a white sheet, which we are in the process of taking fingerprints off of that and trying to pick up a suspect that we think who's did this.
The sign now sits in City Hall wrapped in plastic until police retrieve the fingerprints, and the determination is made as to whether it can be repaired or has to be completely replaced. Officials working on this case say that signs like this one get stolen by people thinking that they're worth money, but in fact the value is simply sentimental.
The really strange thing about this situation is that someone did several $1,000s worth of damage to their vehicle. And these markers, although they're wonderful, they're great to tell about the historical facts of the area, the materials that they're made out of can't be sold for much money at all.
Nina Aragon, an Elkhorn City resident who many regard as a local historian, told the story of the young man buried here.
The story goes that there was a Confederate soldier on his way home into Virginia. He supposedly got here and was killed. The Potters that lived over in Potter Flats at the time found his body. The ladies prepared the body for burial, and the gentleman got a tree and hewed it out and prepared a coffin for him. They buried him here under this rose bush. The Potters and the community all has claimed this soldier for about 160 years now because it's our unknown soldier. People may think that this is the headstone of the unknown soldier, but it really isn't. The grave of the unknown soldier is over there under the rose bush. And ever who done this damage drove right over that grave.
Locals in the area will tell you that there's always been a mystery surrounding this unknown soldier's final resting place.
I don't know if anybody knows of a story, but if you will point the camera towards right there, there's a little incline. And as children, well, not children, but as teenagers, we used to come up here and stop our vehicle and put it in neutral, and it would roll uphill. The story is that the soldier, the unknown soldier, was calling us back to his grave. I don't know if anybody believes that or if anybody still does it, but the car did roll uphill, backwards.